Now that the Amazon series The Boys has a massive fan base, there will soon be a new spin-off from the main series. The spin-off, Gen V, is the second of its kind after the animated series The Boys Diabolical already made its debut. As can be gathered from a post on the official Twitter channel a few days ago, the shooting of the spin-off has been concluded. Added to it are a few pictures showing the cast behind the camera. Unfortunately, no official images from the upcoming series have been published by the responsible parties yet. However, considering the recent wrap of filming, the first promo images can be expected soon. The story of Gen V revolves around the life of the younger generation of Supes at college, as we could already tell from a Twitter video in mid-July. Generally, Gen V is supposed to be much like the main series, which means it won't cut any corners when it comes to broad humor and brutal violence. However, the primary setting is a bot university dedicated specifically to Supes. As of now, we don't know when exactly Gen V will kick off on Amazon Prime, but we will keep you posted as always. This week, there were new pieces of information about the upcoming Amazon series Blade Runner 2099. In the meantime, the project, which was announced back in February, ran into some difficulties when it came to making the script. Many even feared that the series would not be able to last beyond the pilot episode. As The Hollywood Reporter now informs, the series has officially been given the green light and will therefore be produced as scheduled. Based on the title, we can already guess that the series is set 50 years after the 2017 critics' favorite, Blade Runner 2049. Vernon Sanders, Amazon's head of global television, confirmed that the company was excited to introduce Prime Video customers to a continuation to one of the greatest and most influential science fiction movies of all time. Blade Runner 2099 is a collaboration between Amazon Studios and the production company Alcon Entertainment, with Free Scott Productions also involved. The latter is owned by director Ridley Scott, who is known to have directed the original Blade Runner from 1982 and is now part of the team as a producer. There are no details regarding the plot yet, but we do hope to have the first story details or news about the cast soon. The streaming release of Blade Runner 2099 is still uncertain as well. At Disney's recent D23 Expo, there were numerous announcements and trailers for the company's upcoming projects. Among them were, of course, several series and movies from Phase 5 and 6 of the MCU, now that the final movie of Phase 4, Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, will soon be released. One of the indisputable highlights of the coming years will be the Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. Although the fifth part of the Avengers saga won't be released until 2025, key decisions are already being made at an early stage to guarantee that the final result will live up to expectations. One of these is the signing of the new screenwriter, Jeff Loveness. He is better known as the author of Rick and Morty, yet he is also writing the script for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. That makes perfect sense since the new Marvel villain, Kang the Conqueror, will be making his first appearance there. The director of Avengers: The Kang Dynasty is Destin Daniel Cretton, whose past work includes Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings. How exactly Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and Avengers: The Kang Dynasty will end up being connected cannot be said yet. At any rate, we are excited about it and look forward to the theatrical release on May 2nd, 2025. Further news is available on Fantastic Four. Here too, there has been some work behind the scenes, resulting in the announcement that 2 scriptwriters have been hired. According to Deadline, Jeff Kaplan and Ian Springer are penning the script for the MCU film. Both have been in the business for a while, though they have not really had any major breakthroughs in the field of big Hollywood blockbusters. We are looking forward to the final outcome. Fantastic Four will arrive in theaters on November 8th, 2024. About 2 weeks ago, Disney's well-known D23 Expo took place at the Anaheim Convention Center. Those who have not had enough of all of the information about the MCU, Pixar, and more can now look forward to the official follow-up from Disney this week. Many of the projects have now either received a release date for the first time or the previous one has been postponed. In total, around a dozen movies are affected, which we would like to present to you in short. 5 films have been assigned a release date in the following order: Wish on November 22nd, 2023, Pixar's Elio on March 1st, 2024, Disney's Snow White on March 22nd, 2024, Pixar's Inside Out sequel on June 14th, 2024, and Mufasa: The Lion King on July 5th, 2024. Some movies have merely had their release dates adjusted. The new dates include Haunted Mansion on August 11th, 2023, Blade on November 3rd, 2023, Captain America: New World Order on May 3rd, 2024, Thunderbolts on July 26th, 2024, and Fantastic Four on November 8th, 2024. The following year will then see the releases of Avengers: The Kang Dynasty on May 2nd, 2025, and Avengers: Secret War on November 8th, 2025 in close succession. Another Marvel movie is also scheduled to be released after Thunderbolts on September 6th, 2024, officially kicking off Phase 6. However, it is not known what the title will be yet. Sadly, the release date of Star Wars Rogue Squadron from director Patty Jenkins, which was supposed to be released in December of 2023, is now uncertain. Due to various production issues, the theatrical release has now been suspended for the time being. All in all, there's a lot going on at Disney, and fans can now mark a few new days in red on their calendar. Apart from the absence of the theatrical release of Star Wars Rogue Squadron, there were not any big surprises in the announcements. Most fans know Hollywood star Keanu Reeves above all for the Matrix movies, or, in recent years, for the very successful John Wick trilogy. Less successful at the box office was Constantine from 2005, a film adaptation of the well-known Hellblazer comics from DC about John Constantine, a magician and exorcist who usually appears in a trench coat. Especially the ambivalence of the main character and the morally often questionable compass make John Constantine an intriguing protagonist and the epitome of an anti-hero. Moreover, the clever tactician did not acquire his abilities by accident or a mentor. Rather, he has grown to be who he is through years of training and a will of iron. No matter what he may say or do, it could be nothing more than a trick that cunningly manipulates the other person. Now, after a long time, a sequel starring Keanu Reeves is coming. Behind the camera, director Francis Lawrence and producer J.J. Abrams are back for a second time. The screenplay is by I Am Legend writer Akiva Goldsman. Presumably, one of the driving forces behind the belated sequel was even Keanu Reeves himself, since the 58-year-old had been contemplating a return to the role of John Constantine for some time. In the meantime, there were even rumors that a series by J.J. Abrams was in the works, but with the announcement of Constantine 2 and the involvement of his company, Bad Robot Productions, it is considered unlikely that this is still in the planning stage. Fans now hope for a sequel that lives up to its popular precursor and is similar in terms of style and the likability of the characters. A release date has not been fixed yet. This week, we received news that Sony has decided to reschedule some of its upcoming movie projects. For years, the company has been striving to further establish its own universe alongside the big competitors, Marvel and DC. Since Sony has many great titles in its catalog and can also still claim the rights to the Spider-Man film series with Tom Holland, this endeavor is certainly ambitious, but not unrealistic. Nevertheless, there is one setback to report in the rapidly expanding SSU. Recently, the responsible parties announced that 2 movies will deviate from their original release dates. One of them is Kraven the Hunter, and the other one is Madam Web. The former should have already been released in early January 2023, but the continued lack of promo material already suggested otherwise. Therefore, the postponement to October 6, 2023 is hardly surprising. Similarly, Madam Web, which originally should have been released on that 6th of October, has now been pushed back to February 16, 2024. Sony has not given any specific reasons for the delays of the 2 SSU films. However, it can be assumed that production or post-production is simply taking more time than expected. Due to the 2 changes, the new Garfield movie with Chris Pratt has also been pushed back and will not be released until May 24, 2024. Instead, Scott Beck's new sci-fi thriller, 65, with lead actor Adam Driver, will be released a bit sooner on March 10, 2023. So much for this week's news. If you still want to learn more, we have a preview of Indiana Jones 5 on our channel. There, you can find out more about the current status of the upcoming adventure film. In the meantime, we're collecting the next news. See you next week.